Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm very excited to bring you guys my very first video for Dragon Age Inquisition. This is possible because of EA Access, which essentially has given me a 6-hour trial a few days in advance of Dragon Age Inquisition's release, which of course is next Tuesday on the 18th. I'm definitely going to be picking this game up, and I'm very excited for it. This is one of the first games that I really was intrigued to read the reviews on, because I wasn't planning on doing any, first impressions really as the core element anyways. I definitely will be doing a first impression and an impression of the game and talking about it, but I actually wanted to bring this on as sort of a series because it's not really traditional Let's Play content. It has this open world setting. I don't have to sit down. We're not going to do a walkthrough and play the entire game, but we are going to sit down and we're going to play pieces of the game, and we're going to explore this vast world that I keep reading about, because one of the things that the reviews kept saying for Dragon Age was just how massive the world actually was and how interesting it actually was to explore this world. And that sort of reminded me and made me hopeful that it was very similar to the time that I've spent with the Fallout series, which was there was always something interesting to find in Fallout. Even when you were done with the game, I spent countless hours wandering the wastelands, finding things like counterfeiting shacks, and I've talked about that so many times we won't go on it anymore. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our Dragon Age Inquisition. Essentially a Let's Play series, I guess you could say, with this early access build. Now, all I've done is create my character and got that out of the way. I've carried over my previous Dragon Age choices, so my world state is reflective of my past Dragon Age playtime and Dragon Age Origins, as well as Dragon Age 2. It appears the multiplayer is actually also live for early access now, so that's cool. Definitely something I'm looking forward to. We're going to go ahead and continue the game. Like I said, I've created our character, so we're continuing forward as a human. I do believe on one of my playthroughs in the past Dragon Age game, in Origins, I did play as an elf, but I ended up playing as a human my second playthrough, and that was sort of the main character. And then, of course, in Origins, things were a little bit different because we were playing as Hawk, essentially. But now in Inquisition, we also have the ability to play as the Qunari, which was very intriguing, actually. I really like the Qunari as characters, as a race in the world of Dragon Age, so it was kind of hard to pass it up. But I think we'll do that for now. Maybe in the future we'll take a look at that. And we are playing as a warrior who is equipped with a shield and a sword, so I'm going to try and build a sort of paladin type character. I'm always a big fan of those characters, and if I'm not playing a rogue or an archer of sorts, I usually aim towards the paladin type. So I'm not going to do too much with the story either. I feel like I don't want to spoil the story too much for people. If I feel like if we're going to focus on any main element in the story, I'll try and warn you in advance. Now, of course, if you don't want to see the intro to this game, you're in the wrong place, but I think most of you understand that. So this is sort of the beginning of everything. We're not quite sure as to what is happening, who we are. We know that there's these rifts, and we know that every time one of these rifts open, we are essentially dying from it. So we're going with Cassandra to basically try and figure out what these rifts are all about and close it. As you can see right there, another rift is opening, and we're continuing to have our wound open even further.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Oh, my hand is glowing green. So my character, as you can see, like I said, he's a human. I tried to make him, he's visually, his facial appearance, I tried to modify it to make him look a little bit like Arian Lavalette, who is from The Witcher 2, is one of the primary characters that you run into. Some of you may or may not be familiar with him, but I've always appreciated Arian Lavalette as a character in the Witcher series because, number one, I just thought he was a very noble soldier and character in the story. And a valiant death. Aye, grab the sword and shield and take to arms! Alright, let's fight ourselves some monsters. So we got right trigger to attack. Continuously attack by holding right trigger. Let's get a familiarize ourselves a little bit walking around here. We're playing the game on hard. There are 4 difficulties. There's easy, normal, hard, and nightmare. I decided hard would probably be the best thing. I don't like the idea of nightmare.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
If you're going to lead me through a demon-infested valley, you'll have to trust me.
Give me one reason to trust you.
Because my life is on the line.
You're right. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless. I should remember you agreed.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and skip that. Let's consume a health potion.
Take these potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Okay, I don't think we really needed that, but alright, let's continue forward.
Go at camp or fighting.
I imagine that this first segment here, which is, you know, kind of the tutorial, the intro, is gonna be a bit linear. But you know, hopefully we'll eventually get to an open up. The game will open up, is what I'm trying to say here. It looks like a Templar helmet. Let's wear it, because why the hell not? We're gonna be a warrior after all anyways. Now the trial, interestingly enough, is 6 hours only. That's quite a bit of time actually, though, when you think about it. I mean, granted, for what I hear about the length of this game, it's not much time, but it's a nice head start before the game comes out, and you can, of course, carry over any of your progress and your save into the full game if you pre-order and purchase it, so definitely looking forward to that. But let's go ahead and do some damage here, use one of our special abilities. So we sort of have the same ability layout, the same, it's not the same HUD, but the way that abilities function is very similar to what we saw in Dragon Age 2, where we, you know, essentially have everything mapped to the face buttons, and we can also, you know, go to a second page by holding left trigger and access more of our abilities. So the original Dragon Age did something similar as well, but you know, I think not having spent too much time with the combat, it feels like a very big improvement on what 2 was trying to do. Let's go ahead and take out this ranger first, because I imagine, as any good pesky ranger, he's going to continue to shoot the crap out of us until we go do something about him. He has a lot of health. That was the main reason I didn't want to play on Nightmare, to be honest. From what I had seen of Nightmare difficulty in a lot of people's previews, all it meant was that the enemies had way more health. Not something I'm interested in. I mean, hopefully the AI would also be improved, but that wasn't really something I got to experience. So I guess we'll see on hard how well the AI reacts, you know, if we actually get groups of enemies flanking us and really going out of their way to try and put us in a bad position. I mean, it's nice enough, I guess, that the archers actually bothered to, you know, stay back and sort of just pester you. Let's do a work right here. Let's taunt. Probably the first thing that I noticed when I started playing this, though, in terms of actually talking about, you know, the game itself, is it is pretty visually stunning, and this is just on Xbox One. You know, I can imagine on a really beefed up PC running at max settings just how gorgeous this game could look, because it is very nice. It has the typical memorable Bioware jankiness that we've all become so accustomed to, with characters shifting in cutscenes for some strange reason. Again, Bioware stuff. Never quite understood that. We are low on health. Let's go ahead and drink a potion here. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to attack them from up there, Cassandra, but you know, hey, I'm not the one with your sword. You know, you're carrying your sword. You know what you can handle. Let's take down this last beast. Be on our way. It's very exciting, actually, starting this game, because when I heard how large it was, that was the big thing that got me going. Was, okay, it's large, but it's not just a large world with a lot of, you know, so much stuff to explore, you're going to spend hundreds of hours. It's actually interesting, is what I kept hearing. Of course, I'm here to find that out for myself, but like I said in the past, just because something's really big doesn't mean it's good. So, you know, if they actually have created a really interesting and fun to explore world, that's what I'm looking forward to. there's no doubt that this game is very nice. It's very pretty looking. We've got some great animations, and it's an old friend. Well, at least for us as the player. I'm sure our main character doesn't know who he is, but maybe he does.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras.
Good old
rogue,
Varric.
Storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Ah, isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
Then I owe you my thanks.
Thank me if we manage to close the breach without killing you in the process. Cassandra, you should know. Your prisoner is no maid.
Alright.
We must...
Got enough introduction for the characters.
Bianca's excited.
I'm torn as whether or not we should, continue, because it's not going to be a steady playthrough. We're not going to sit here, play every single, minute of the game together on, recording. That's just not how I want to do this. So yeah, I don't know, introducing the characters like that may be a little bit too much, but maybe it's not enough. I am going to stick with my guy. Let's go ahead and continue into battle. I'm really bad at this Let's Play thing, the format, so kind of torn on how to do that. I guess if you guys want to throw me some feedback on what you'd like to see, go ahead and let me know. But let's go ahead and check out the tactical camera. This is definitely something I've been looking forward to. If you remember, actually, the original Mass Effect was planned to have some system that was very similar, that was going to be very deep, and it sort of got canned, and we ended up with a much simpler system. So to see this actually was like, hey, this is kind of what they were messing around with way back in the day. So let's go ahead. Looks like we can use right stick to cycle through targets here, and then A to use specific orders, and of course we can scan the battlefield with left trigger. We can also advance time. So time is frozen, we can move it forward very slowly. But let's see, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to select... first we're going to get Varric, because he is of course ranged, and we're going to have him start taking out these other range guys. So we'll just have him attack. And then, let's see, we got Solus, he's also a mage. Let's just have him attack this guy. And we'll get Cassandra right on this guy right away, and then we'll go ahead and engage the final Wraith over here. So we're going to go ahead and just exit at this point. They have their orders. Let's get back to our character. Let's make our way over to this last Wraith. You! Come hither! Our war cry is still on cooldown. We could totally have used that. Loving the animations, man, and all the effects. They're gorgeous. Whatever this buff is that's on our characters, probably coming from Solus, is wonderfully done. Oh, frozen. That was nice. They did a very, very good job with that. Alright, continue forward. We have to reach the forward camp. So you can imagine that the tactical camera, we can get a lot more in-depth with that. We can actually trigger special abilities for each of our characters. We can use potions. We have there's a lot of things we can do there. Speaking of potions, let's go ahead and consume one, get ourselves at full health here.
Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
And we still have that good old chatter between the party members. Always was a fan of that. Of course, it's character relevant, so, you know, if the characters know each other, if they have a past, they'll talk, you know, they'll talk in a different manner than if they were brand new. If they dislike each other, all the good Bioware storytelling stuff. We need to get ourselves out of this area right here because we're a little bit too exposed. Let's bring ourselves down behind this wall so this shade attack goes. Oh, this is going badly. Let's go ahead and taunt. Let's take this guy out. See if we can't go ahead and do this, and let's get where's Solas here? Let's get Solas to defend us. Looks like we're definitely gonna have to consume a potion after that one. So you take some pretty serious damage playing this on hard. That is for sure. So I think using the tactical camera and really focusing on our abilities as well as our party members' abilities is definitely going to be a useful tool further down the line, because I imagine the game is going to become quite a bit more difficult. The original Dragon Age was not an easy game by any means. Even on normal, I remember having quite a bit of a rough time with that in a good way. It was a challenging game, and it was fun because of it. You really did have to focus on your abilities. It was also very important, your character build, that you didn't get sloppy with it. And that's the kind of thing I like in an RPG. You know, I want to be punished for being a complete fool when it comes to how I've basically, you know, worked my character. Let's go ahead and disrupt this rift.
Hurry, use the mark.
Okay, so we can only close the rift once all of the demons it has spawned are dead. And we leveled up, level 2, awesome. So we now have an ability point to use. It increases our health and stats automatically, so they haven't gone that deep with it. Let's go ahead and level up our character here. Character record. So we have our tactics page. Again, we can focus on our sort of trees here. We have 2 points to spend. We have all of our different abilities, so we have our standard abilities. Yes, I understand this. I'm pro. I know these things. Just let me check them out. All right. So we have our 2 primary abilities that we already have. We have Payback Strike, which is our X ability currently. Now, let's see. So the next couple things we have Shield Wall we can grab. We have Warrior's Resolve. We got Turn the Bolt over here. I'd like to go with the Shield Wall, because we do have a shield that's going to be focusing on, and any sort of extra health that we can take is going to be very beneficial. So let's go ahead and grab that. That's only 1 point, actually. Let's see. We have Chevalier's Step. When you use Shield Wall, your movement is not slowed as much. We should definitely spend a point on that immediately. I've also noticed if we take a look at this ability here, we have tactics settings. So I think this was something that was definitely available to us in Dragon Age 2, if I remember correctly. Basically, this is just sort of telling us where that goes. But anyways, let's go ahead and apply this. And then let's go ahead. It automatically mapped us to B for us. I'm just fine with B being the main one for that. And then we can take a look at our attributes, of course, if we wanted to. We have attributes of all of our party members, all the good stuff that we all understand. And then here's our behaviors that we can turn on. So we have AI tactics turned on right now, but we can of course go ahead and change the priority list of what they do here. So what I would like to do actually is I'd like to make Solas a bit more focused on healing. So we're gonna make him. Let's see. Okay, so controlled character, he's going to go ahead and follow us. Alright, so that's kind of what we can do with him for right now, I guess. Not as much as I thought.
Rift is gone. Open the gate.
Let's go, onward.
We are clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
It's a very fitting time to start playing a game that takes place in the snowy mountains, because it's just started snowing, actually, where I live, so that's pretty cool. And we have a huge loot chest. Yes. Nothing good. It's a strong box, that's why. It's not a proper loot chest, it's just a strong box.
Here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who he is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a
You
thug
tell him,
who
Cassandra.
supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Fast but indirect, soldiers will act as a distraction elsewhere. The problem will be addressed sooner, but there may be casualties. Let's be
Use
honest.
the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
I don't like the idea of abandoning a bunch of scouts out in the mountains. I mean, these guys are soldiers, you know? They're a little bit more tougher. You're gonna send a small troop of scouts. They're gonna be low on numbers. Just makes more sense to me, as much as Cassandra disapproves. Varric understands. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices, and just because they're her soldiers, you know, this decision has to be made. She couldn't make it, that's why she asked us. So let's do this thing. So I think we will actually keep with most of the cutscenes. It's so hard for me to skip story in this game because it's always, I'm so interested in any Mass Effect story. They just do a good job of presenting it. You know, even if you want to sit there and start getting, you know, critical with the story and say, it's not that great, this, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It's just presented in a manner that makes me give a damn, so that's enough for me. I quite enjoy it. We need to get some more armor, though. Our character looks absolutely ridiculous. Let's actually check our inventory when we get up top. I don't think we picked up anything, but I would like to take a look quickly. So what do we have? We got a sword that we're already carrying. There's our shield. We have the staff, of course, that I'm really not interested in. Can we actually destroy the shield? I don't want to destroy it, but I think we'll sell it when we have a chance, is what we'll do. Let's just move it to valuables. And there we go, call it a day. Let's see. So we got another mercenary's coat, but this one's actually in... I think it's in worse condition than the one we're currently wearing, so that's not going to benefit us at all. What do I see down here? Okay, so we have crafting materials. I forgot there's an entire crafting system in this game. Quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit of stuff. So those are valuables. We have weapon schematics, armor schematics, and recipes. This is going to be one of those RPGs. There's a lot here. I'm extremely excited for this. Let's continue onward. I love how they kept a nice touch, too, of blood being sparkled all over your character after a battle with the Darkspawn. Hello, Darkspawn. Combat is immensely satisfying. I think one of the things that helps cement that is the animations are actually really well done. You feel like you're landing a really heavy blow. At the same time, since I'm playing on the Xbox One, I have the rumble triggers on my side, and that is a most noticeable and a most welcome addition to the gameplay experience, having those triggers rumble every time I land a heavy blow. Let's go ahead and taunt these guys. Vámonos, ghost. Alright. Got some loot over here. Anything good? More spirit essence, crafting supplies later down the road. I'm curious if a certain someone's gonna show up. Enchantment, anyone? Enchantment? Such memorable characters. Bioware's always done such a good job at that. Like I said, it doesn't even matter if you don't enjoy the story, or if the story critically isn't that great. There's always just so many memorable bits to Bioware games. That's why everybody still talks about KOTOR to this day. They know what they're doing sometimes. And they put it together, and sometimes it all falls into place just right. Some more loot here. Just some gold. Oh, here we go. Dragon Thorn, tier 1 rare herb. Rare herbs. I like the sound of that. That's something we need in real life, you know? There's not enough rare herbs in real life. You can't say I'm going out to find some rare herbs. It's kind of a disappointing thing. That's why video games rule. Let's use our shield ability here. I'm curious to see. So you actually hold this and you just kind of put... Oh, wow, that actually deflected that shot. Pretty effective tool there, actually, the shield wall. Would have liked to see a nicer animation behind it, but hey, whatever. I guess it's just because I have an ugly shield. These dudes they take a beating. It's a good level though of damage. I'm not irritated, and I'm losing health, so I can tell later on I'm gonna have to employ some better tactics, like I was saying. All right.
That cannot be.
Oh, what a guy! Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. Such epic scale as well. All right, let's consume a potion here. Totally fanboying over that. It doesn't make me look good, so I apologize in advance, but really, really enjoying it. Just everything. It feels good to be back into a proper Bioware game. Let's close ourselves another rift. What the hell are we wearing? Hold on a second here. I feel like we're not wearing anything. I can't do it because we're being attacked, but... Did we pick up... I'm really confused. Anyways, let's just go fight. We'll figure it out afterwards. Wasn't really what I wanted to do there, but hey, we're doing it anyways. Throw up a battle cry.
Lady Cassandra! Lieutenant, you're alive. Just barely.
Disrupt the rift. What is that thing? I didn't see that come out of the rift. Alright, let's close it.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the Maker you finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. He insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes.
Alright, let's take a look at our armor quickly, see what the hell we have here. I'm wearing something else. Or I'm wearing nothing. Okay, I'm wearing nothing. I literally unequipped my mercenary's coat and then left it like that. Alright, cool. Got our armor back on. Luckily... Oh, that's a weird issue there. Seemed like when I left the screen, it actually kind of like bugged out or something. That was weird. Alright, anyhow. Let's see. Our Shadow Essence is automatically... Oh. This is a creature research item. Bring it to a creature research specialist to learn more about this type of creature. Hopefully that'll give us some critical damage that we can do to the creatures.
That's the way to the temple.
Whoops. I wanted to climb down, not jump off, but hey, you know, we're just an official badass there. We jump off ledges that
Don't just accidentally.
would break the legs of a lesser man.
Magic is brought to bear. It is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
Just want to kind of stop and take in the settings for a little bit, you know? That is a huge looking rift. I imagine this is going to be some epic fight. Let's go do it. Let's go kick some Darkspawn ass. On God. Into the fray we go.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers.
Ah, that's an awful way to die.
Say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Oh man, we got our first temple here.
Breach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I'll try, but I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Now is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess?
Can I just jump down? I mean, to be honest, that's kind of what I would have done, but I guess we'll walk around first.
This red lyrium seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Good old Codex is back. We got an update to the Codex I just saw.
It's evil. Whatever
There's
you
our way
do,
down.
don't touch it.
I'm such a sucker for that stuff. I usually always go in and actually read it and kind of absorb all the information I can. Just, you know, extra bit of storytelling, extra bit of information, lore for the world always makes things a lot more interesting to me. As long as it's in, you know, the context where it's not necessary to read that kind of stuff, but reading it is a nice little extra touch.
Someone help me!
What's going on?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run while you can! Warn them!
We have an intruder. Kill him now.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
Here we go. We've been leading up to this. Let's do this. Big fight time. Archers at the ready. Let's close ourselves a rift. Oh, man. That's a boss fight. Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a good time to employ tactics here. So let's go ahead. Varric. Wow. Immunity, asleep. Immunity, frozen and paralyzed. Immunity to physical effects. Perceptive, electrical resistance. Someone is a regular old badass. Let's go ahead and have Varric use his special ability on this. He's gonna throw caltrops down. We're gonna have Solus go ahead and use Winter's Grasp. Despite the fact that he is immune to frozen. We just wasted our time with that one. Maybe we'll get rid of that. Let's see, what else can... Alright, we'll use Payback Strike. She basically has the same set of abilities as me because she is in fact also a warrior. Let's go ahead and continue the battle. Not sure that's even going to do anything to him, but hey, we'll use it anyways. I think we get a boost in damage from that as well. At least he's really focused on killing all the peons first, I guess. Alright, let's disrupt the rift. Oh, so it actually does damage to demons. That's convenient. Take him down, take him down. Run away, run away. Oh, man. More demons, never a good thing. Alright, let's try and damage this guy one more time. Get a nice big bunch of hits on him. Come on. Yes. Let's do it. It's actually able to chill him as well, so I guess it was good that we laid down that ability on him. Oh, that's... health potions are shared, so... yeah, let's disrupt this rift again. I think we're gonna get another set of demons in this time, but... Yep, there we go. Round 3, 2. Alright, let's quickly disrupt him again. Ow, before he does that to us. Sandra is down. Target is down. Let's actually quickly get one of these guys to go ahead and revive her. I don't actually know. Okay, there we go. Revive's working. We probably should have moved out of the way from that. Let's be honest here. Alright, Varric. You need to revive me. While I continue to run. Try and be a distraction here. Ugh. This is brutal. Quickly, quickly.
Now, seal the rift.
Did we kill him? Okay, somebody killed him. It wasn't me. Alright, that got difficult really fast out of nowhere. You can do it, man. Seal the rift. Seal it for good. Look at that. Sealing the first big rift properly. The Wrath of Heaven. Achievement unlocked. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed our first dive. A very deep dive, actually. I think about a 40-minute deep dive into Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm already hooked. We got the good Bioware characters back. And I'm very excited to explore this massive open world that Inquisition has lain before us. Definitely excited to be back in a good Bioware game. If you guys plan on picking up Dragon Age Inquisition, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts in general on the game. Did you like what you saw here? Are you looking forward to the release on Tuesday? And of course, if you guys are interested, you can get a 6-hour trial through EA Access if that's something that you're looking to support. If not, you know, it's good it is. But either way, look forward to more Dragon Age here on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos.
Help us fix this before it's too late.